Armed with the lantern Mistrala, Calthea Xandire leads her fellows in search of Haradip's forgotten secrets. With her comes Dora's Giantfell, who revels in each destructive swing of his hammer, Lux's Stormrider, who lets her proficiency with the bow speak for her, and Lux's Aetherwing companion Taros. Prince Duval claims descent from the von Carstein lineage, and few are foolish enough to gainsay him to his face. The charismatic lord is adept at conjuring glamours and illusions, rendering his prey disorientated and vulnerable before the final blow. His personal coterie are known as the Crimson Court, a clique of vampires obsessed with the hunt. His right-hand man, Gorath the Enforcer, the savage and twisted Anais Curseborn, and the proud duelist Velas von Fane. Today's game of Warhammer Underworlds will be a Rivals format game. I'm going to be playing with Xandire's Truthseekers, and I'm going to be playing with the Void-Cursed Thralls Rivals deck. Stephen, on the other hand, is going to be playing with the Crimson Court, and he's going to be using the Toxic Terrors Rival deck. And so here we have our Void-Cursed Thralls Rivals deck. We have all the objective power cards listed down below for you, but also we have the plot, which is Void-Cursed for this deck. Effectively, we'll be trying to make our own fighters, and indeed sometimes the enemy fighters, Void-Cursed for the game. This will help us complete a variety of different objectives and unlock some of the power of our said power cards. And then here we have the Toxic Terrors Rivals deck. This is the deck that Stephen will be using with his Crimson Court. You can see all the objective cards and power cards for the deck listed here. Alright, so we are all deployed. On this side we have Xandire's Truthseekers from the Stormcast with 2 objectives, 1 and 2. We then have 3 there, and mucking it up on the other side is 5 then 4. We also have Prince Duval with Velas von Fane, Gorath the Enforcer, and Anais Curseborn from the Crimson Court on the other side. Today's video is brought to you by Gap Games, a fantastic retailer in Australia for a variety of different miniature war games. If you'd like to help support the channel, we have an affiliate link where by clicking on and purchasing, you'll help support the channel, but you'll also help support Gap Games, which is a fantastic servant to the community. Alrighty, so now we're going to roll for initiative for turn 1. This is for Xandire. We got a double crit, so you will need to get more crits than that. You do not, so with Xandire, I'm going to choose to I'm going to give you the first turn. And so, before we get into actions, I will have to make one of my fighters Void-Cursed. I'm going to choose to make Calthea Xandire Void-Cursed, and then all 4 of your vampires will gain a Bloodthirst token for the round. Alright, so first up, you're just going to do a move with Anais Curseborn. And so after that, you are going to play the Gambit Ploy Ill Prepared. This is a poison, and you can choose one enemy fighter that's on a starting hex, and you are going to choose Lux's Stormrider. That fighter will gain a move token, and the chosen fighter cannot make attack actions while they're on a starting hex as well. This will persist until the end of the round or until damage is dealt to the chosen fighter. Alright, so after you do that, I'm then going to do Involuntary Advance. I can choose a friendly Void-Curse fighter and push the chosen fighter 1 hex. And so we're just going to move Xandire over 1 hex. And then I'm also going to play the Zealot Imperative. This is a domain card and will persist until another domain gambit is played or a successful attack action is made by a Void-Curse fighter. This adds +1 dice to friendly Void-Curse fighters' attack actions. Alrighty, so my first action for the game, I'm going to make a charge with Xandire. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3, and into a nice. So normally with 3 dice, but now going to 4 dice thanks to my Zealot Imperative. So we need hammers. That will be 1. So go for it on your defense.
Nope.
Nope. Shield, do you have a dodge, do you?
I've got a dodge.
Yep, here's the only one of yours that shield does not work on, so you take 2 damage from that. So you've made a charge with your big guy here, Captain Smash. So Gorath is going to go. You need hammers with him, I believe. And nothing. So that will be nothing on him. Alright, so Doraz is then going to attack Gorath. I've got 2 supports in there. So we are going to hit for just the 1. So you will need a shield with Gorath. I got the crit, so no, saved. So Prince Duval is going to move into Doraz's Fell Giants. So you are -1 attack because you're currently bloodthirsty, but you do gain +1 damage on your attack now. So that will be a hammer, and you'll get the support as well. So Doras now needs to roll a shield to stop you. Nope, that is a double support. I have no support, so he's going to take 3 points of damage. Doras will then attack Gorath again, because why not? That'll be a crit and a hit. So go for your defense roll.
Doras was my...
So Gorath is the one being hit. So you need a shield. Nope, so that won't help you. So that means you're going to take 3 points of damage from that.
And
all
supported
right.
too. So.
Yep, Anais is going to go into Xandire. You are supported there, so nice. 3 attacks, so that'll be 2 successes with your supports at least.
And the 3.
Cross swords is a success as well, so that is all 3. So I need to get the crit for the defense. Nope. So that means I'll take
6.
the Doras is going to go, and we're going to go into Gorath again. So that'll be a crit and a hit. So your defense will stop, but won't stop the crit. So that'll be another 3 damage, and that'll take Gorath out. And after that, I'm then going to play the upgrade of Unnatural Resilience on Xandire. This is going to mean -1 damage for all attacks coming into her to a minimum of 1 for range 1 and 2 attacks. And so end of round, I'm going to score Unceasing Imperative. Score this in the end phase of each surviving friendly Void Curse fighter from 1 or more warbands. Each has 1 or more move and or charge tokens on them. The only Void Curse fighter on the table is Xandire, so I score it. I've then chosen to sack my hand, or at least my other 2 objectives. So I now draw a new hand of those, and I've got some more cards coming into my powers, as does Stephen. So we now go into round 2. So roll for turn 2. This is for the... that's cocked. So I got 2 supports, that's it. If you get the crit, you will have the activation. Right, so top of the round, you've made a charge move with Velas von Fane. She has Scything, we've got a Bloodthirst on her, so we're going to do attack into each of one of these 3 Stormcasts. Dora's Fellhand going first. That will be a double support, so does she need hammers?
Yep.
So she gets a success, so Dora's will have support, so I need to get some form of... Oh, that's the wrong dice. So that's not going to do anything. Here's the right dice. That's a crit, so stop it going into Dora's, which is somewhat good. Into Luxa Stormrider. You got a crit, and that'll be it because the support doesn't count, so I need a crit to counter. Nope, so that will be the damage. And then into Xandire. And that'll be a single, so I'll have support on this though, so that is going to be a successful defense. Right, end of your turn, I'm going to play Reshaping Burst. I can choose a friendly Void Curse fighter and a roll and a magic dice for each fighter within 2 hexes of that fighter. Those fighters will become Void Cursed. So because of that, it's rolling for everyone except Duval. So Anais is not, Velas is not, Doras is not, Luxa is, and Taros is not. I'm then going to use Forced Movements as well. I can choose a friendly Void Curse fighter. I'm going to choose Luxa Stormrider. She gets to make a free move. So I move Luxa Stormrider, and then because she moved, Taros gets to be pushed up to 3 hexes behind her as well. Calthea is going to attack next, so she's going to go into Anais. This will be my first action for the turn. That'll be a crit. No more supports though, because I've taken out my supports. So you need the crit on the defense, and you get it, so stops it. Alright, so you're going to go with an attack of Prince Duval into Doras. So go for it. That will be a double crit. There's nothing I can do to stop that, because I've only got 1 defense. So that'll go through. Now when Doras is removed, I can push an enemy fighter up to 2 hexes. That's within range of him. So we will push Velas. No, we're going to move Prince Duval, actually, so we're going to push him 1 and 2. And so, because you killed Dora's Fell Hands, both Xandire and Luxa will now inspire, but because Luxa's inspired, Taros also inspires as well. And because you killed someone with Prince Duval, he can remove an amount of Bloodthirst tokens. So he's going to remove all of his tokens to inspire himself as well. Alright, so Prince Duval is going to get the Callus upgrade on him. This gives you some extra damage, so you do need to have another poison upgrade on him for this to work, or have some poison gambits in play. And so my action is going to be Kathia Xandire attacking Anais, so we are going to go again. That'll be a crit and 2 successes. So, don't think there's much you can do about that, but let's see. Nope. So that'll deal another 2 damage to him with Cleave. So that'll ignore your first defense anyway, so that'll take Anais out. So Prince Duval has made a move. So I am going to go with Taros next, who's going to move as well. So Taros will end the move there. So your last action for round 3
is the Prince again.
The Prince going to make an attack next.
Yep.
And to Luxa.
Yep, 3 attacks. Found really well today.
So go for it. This is Prince Duval into Luxa. You've got the crit plus a hit, I believe, on him as well. Luxa does have 2, so we need crits here to succeed. Actual defense dice. I got a crit and a dodge, but you still got a hit. So that will still take her out. Alrighty, so I do get to make my ranged attack action with the Stormcaller bow. So we have 3 dice into Duval with Luxa on her deathbed. So that will be a crit and hit.
And shields.
Shields don't success because this has a cleave. So that will be a fail, so you will take a point of damage. You will now score immediately after an activation. There are at least as many friendly fighters in enemy territory as there are enemy fighters, so you score a point for taking advantage. Alright, so Blighted Aura is then going to go as an upgrade onto Velas von Fane. -1 damage to a minimum 1 from range 1 and 2 attack actions that target her if the attacker is affected by 1 or more persisting poison gambits. And then you've got Poison Warp Metallith, and this is going to go on Prince Duval. So action, you can push each fighter affected by 1 or more persisting poison gambits 1 hex closer to this fighter. As well as that, from your thing, I'm going to use the reaction of Reshaping Demise. Now use this during an enemy fighter's attack action that we just did with Duval, and after the deal damage step, the fighter will be taken out of action. Each fighter adjacent to the target is void cursed. Xandire will then make a charge into Velas von Fane. So we are going to attack. That'll be a crit. So shields cannot be defense against this, so you need the crit. You do not. So there'll be 2 points of damage to Velas. During the end phase, I will score Threatening Presence for 2 points. I score this if there are more friendly fighters in 2 or more territories than there are enemy fighters in those territories. I have more fighters in No Man's Land, and I have more fighters in your territory. Today's video is brought to you by Baron of Dice, a premium wargaming dice that make your table come alive. Now, if you're looking for some great dice to suit an army you play on the tabletop in a variety of different games, go to Baron of Dice and check out their website. You can also use our discount code down in the video's description, which will help support the channel, but also nab you a cheap little discount. The dice you see pictured here are the official dice for Parabellum's Last Argument of King's Conquest by them as well, which you can find on the Parabellum eStore as well. Alright, so priority for turn 3, the last round of the game. This is for the Stormcast. We got a crit and a double support. For the Curseborn, you got a crit and a support, so you do succeed and get the victory there. Velas is going to make an attack then into Xandire. So you are going to need hammers up to success.
Yep.
That'll be a crit. So I will go with my defense roll of 2 for Xandire. Nope, so that will mean a -1 on your damage though, so take a wound.
Yep, take 1.
So I will have Spit Venom put on my Xandire here. This means my defense is now 1 dodge instead of my armor. And you're also going to score superiority confirmed as well, where you score in the end phase if a friendly leader is in enemy territory, Duval is, and the wounds characteristic of enemy fighters that are taken out of action are 4 or more. Alright, so Calthea is going to attack back then into Velas. So we have 3 dice coming into Velas. That'll be a crit and 2 successes. That's your defense roll. Crit, but I still succeed because the hammers will still succeed. And then, because that takes out Velas, I will now score Perfect Throw. I score this immediately after an activation step if a friendly Void Curse fighter is holding an objective, which Xandire is, and that fighter made 1 or more successful attack actions in that activation step. Your turn. So you've made a charge with Prince Duval, going to go into Xandire here, so go for it.
He still gets the...
Alright, so go for it with Duval. You got the hammer, so that is it. So I now need a dodge or a crit because of the die. Support won't, so that'll be... How much damage did you do?
3, including that.
Okay, so that will take Xandire out. And so you will get Toxic Demise. You score immediately after an enemy fighter affected by 1 or more persisting poison gambits is taken out of action because of Spit Venom. She was. So the next turn consisted of us both discarding and drawing an objective card. Mine was useless. Steven's, I don't think, is much better by how long he's taking to say it. Alright, so I'm then going to draw a power card. I don't have to discard for a power card, so... that does nothing for me. Your last action for the round is to discard and see whether your last objective can do anything for you. Does it? No, your objective does nothing, and so I'm going to draw 1 last power card. And this, unfortunately, does nothing for me. I was hoping I would become Void Cursed because Taros is not Void Cursed, which is annoying. So it means I can't score the objective. I'm hoping you would be able to kill him, but that means it's actually going to be 7-7, and the game will be a draw. And so that is the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our great little community we have here at Sinful Gaming, we have a Discord server, which is linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel, be that via Patreon or YouTube members, or by grabbing yourself some merch, whether that's stickers, t-shirt, mugs, or anything from our Teespring store as well, or by using our affiliate links, which are also linked down in the description as well, that go a long way to helping support the channel. As a special thank you to all our Patreons and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So thank you to Andy C, Grimskull, Colorblind Magic, Iron Grinch, Benjamin Swallers, James Cater, Mark Harvey, Domir, Average Wargamer, JJ Austrian, Cure Dynamic, Andrew Bowen, Alderin Shot First, Kendall, Soren, Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lockloric, The Johnny84, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Monty Stabletop Terrain, James Tillman, Disco, John Castle, and Gargamel196. Thank you all so much for helping support the channel. It means the absolute world to us. Please do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Once again, everyone, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.